Hi, this is part two. Fortunately for me, we ended up in Venice Beach. I loved water sports. I was naturally a good swimmer because I grew up body surfing at Venice at age 4, 5, and 6. And the lifeguards took a liking to me. A lifeguard by the Dick Orr especially. My mom was really beautiful and they liked her, and she asked if they would keep an eye out on me. They took me paddleboarding. Ironically, what was 34 years later, I became a paddleboard champion. And when I watched Dick Orr from afar, he's a football player, very strong, standing up there on the tower, looking off in the distance, saving people. By the way, I got rescued probably over 6 times because I get caught in riptides. I was, 6, 7, 8, and got pulled out to sea a few times. Anyway, it was a good education for me, and that started my water life. That starting surfing at age 10, becoming a pro surfer later, and becoming a lifeguard at age 17. With the pools, moving up to the beaches for 45 years, California State, LA County, and eventually retired from that part of lifeguarding as the chief lifeguard at Paradise Cove in Malibu. I then was studying channeling back in 87. And I studied with a girl by the name of Cheryl Gerber. She was this 30-year-old beautiful woman, and she would go in a short trance, and she would teach for about 4 hours, twice a week for about 4 years. Higher states of consciousness, understanding our history, and some of the truths, the higher truths that we needed to hear that we were misled on. And I found that fascinating because I always want to hear the higher truth. So I studied with Cheryl Gerber, and they channeled the Council of Light for about 4 years. And I started feeling different energies come through me, and I wasn't sure how to say it and speak it as a channeler would. And I was blocking it off with my ego. It was kind of a bummer because I was feeling this great information, super positive, helpful, and great. Like they wanted to help manage my life in a way that was more positive than I was doing. So what I did unconsciously was I met a beautiful woman by the name of Diana. We'll leave it at that. And she had been channeling since she was 22, and she was in her 50s now. And she showed me how to speak the words. And then after I started speaking the words, I said, I could help a lot of people, especially with the techniques I've learned from the masters, how to release old negative thought processes, whether they were in this lifetime or happened in a past lifetime where it was of traumatic nature, and that energy followed them through into this lifetime. It doesn't matter. The golden sphere is a technique that is about 6,000 years old from India. And they used to use it to release old negative thought processes within 1 or 2 sessions instead of having to go for many. And that's the technique my guide showed me, called the golden sphere, which is wonderful. There's part 2. I'll get into part 3 right after this. Stand by.